Hi everyone, Sandman here. This video was brought to you by a donation from Leon, and he didn't give me a topic. So I wanted to discuss a very valid fear that I have. Now that the tides have turned against the leftoids out there, and it's clearer and clear that the right is winning in America and many other countries around the world, this is both good and bad. Good because we have more freedom of speech and cancel culture has cooled down a bit. But I suspect that the right is now going to start looking for payback and will attack anyone or anything that they see as being part of the left. That includes men going their own way, because we've always been under attack by both the tradcucks and leftoids. Both sides see us as being on the opposite end of the political spectrum, even though we're centrists and therefore a valid target. I've been noticing a lot more attacks than usual on my channel, and not from the usual woke suspects. I thought I was going crazy, but a recent musician I banter back and forth with online, who actually has a YouTube channel, closed the comment section down on his page, because people become mean and nasty for some reason. I don't know where all the anger and hostility is coming from with people online lately. I've never seen it like this before. Part of it has definitely been the animosity between Americans and Canadians, people telling me to stop supporting Trump because I'm a Canadian, and that I'm a traitor to my country. I never heard stuff like that before. When I spoke about RFK Jr. forcing companies like Monstanto to change their behavior and how without big agriculture, you don't have the green revolution, people would starve. People told me that I was being toxic. If Robert F. Kennedy Jr. bans Roundup Ready and other pesticides from big American agricultural businesses, sure, it's a great thing for people's health. But unless we have an alternative, it's going to reduce the yield of crops, and people will start going hungry. My critics say that's good because Americans need to go on a diet because of obesity. Again, you won't get me arguing about that point. But have you stopped to think what happens when you take people's main creature comforts away, like food, and make it prohibitively expensive? That's the sort of stuff that leads to actual revolutions. We're already living with the massive cost of living crisis. We don't need food prices to keep rising, even if it's actually a good thing for people's health. I eat a clean keto diet free of seed oils, carbohydrates, and because of that I look younger than I am. But eating like that is also expensive. I'm already spending $500 a month for food, and I don't have a problem paying $1,000 a month for organic and GMO-free food. But eating like this is expensive, and most people wouldn't actually be able to afford to do so. So if food prices rise, there will be trouble, and yet people were here cheering when RFK met with Monsanto. I think part of this toxicity I feel online is male Karens on the right. People are increasingly telling me to stick to the jokes and not talk about nutrition. I suspect that the Karens from the left will also come in and cause chaos here, because it's not about the left or the right, but it's about getting a kick out of belittling people and attacking them for not following cultural norms. A Karen is an entitled upper middle class woman that's rude and demanding. She doesn't have to be on the right or the left. Plus, I think it's also possible to have men behave like Karens too. I've also been having more guys telling me to stop talking the way that I do. Lately, I've been receiving 5 to 10 comments per video telling me to shut up. I don't care, and I'm just pointing out that people are a lot less civil these days. If you point it out, then they attack you even more. I even had some people accusing me of having Trump derangement syndrome. What the hell is going on out there? That I'm somehow becoming a leftoid all of a sudden because I criticize certain policies like RFK's health plan. That Karens, both male and female, will complain about everything. Most of you are also too young to remember the satanic panic in the 1980s. Where church ladies would go around telling people what kind of music we could or couldn't listen to. Brett Weinstein recently said that AI and lover bots need to be stopped to protect women. So now the right wants to restrict male sexual freedom, and it's the right that's been pushing for people to hand over their digital IDs so they can actually watch porn. Both the left and the right want to restrict freedom. The left for authoritarian control and the right to morally police everyone, and both are using the excuse of helping the children's to do so. Again, I suspect that more and more toxic people are moving from the left to the right, and those on the right that have been demonized for a decade or more by the left now want payback. Humans are never about holding the middle ground and being moderates. They always seem to choose one extreme or another, except for the sane rational people that recognize that's the way to go. And because men going their own way don't fit into the narrative on either side, we're being attacked by both sides. I've been attacked by fake conservatives like Jordan Peterson calling me a pathetic weasel. I've been attacked by the left that put me at the top of the male supremacy watch list, sponsored by Homeland Security. The left is also in shambles, backing off right now, and I have to get ready for attacks from the right, which have already started with right-wing Karens claiming I have Trump derangement syndrome. Trump is a moderate centrist, which is why the Democrats and traditional Republicans hate him, because his value system is somewhere in between. I don't take the attacks personally, but you really have more to worry about from those on the right, because they tend to be more competent and effective when it comes to their attacks. The Karens on the left will try and cancel you, but rarely do they get violent. The right has their sacred cow, which is that they love their wives. If you threaten that love with sex robots and surrogacy, there will be hell to pay. And in the coming years, I'm going to have to sail into that storm. You can't mess with or without them lashing out. They see going back to traditionalism and religion as a salvation for the human race. The leftists are also having little to no children, and even conservatives are seeing well below replacement fertility. But in the coming generation, conservatives will outnumber the leftists. And I suspect that trad-cuck Karens will try and put an end to male sexual liberation through technology. Meanwhile, that's the only way I see the human race surviving at this point. Men using surrogacy and future artificial wombs to reproduce without women's approval or authority. Women can't stand for that, and with the conservative majority in society, they will use their army of trad-cucks to target men like myself promoting such ideas. I've just got a really bad feeling about what comes next. The Conservative Party in Canada will win the next election, and they're more centrist than anything else. Elon Musk is also a moderate or classical liberal, which is what the Democrats were in the 1980s and 90s. So on the surface, things seemed like they'll be going back to normal in the USA and Canada. But don't put it past the new establishment to eventually get drunk off its own power. As for the title of this video, Karens certainly never get what they deserve. They're chameleons and oftentimes switch sides from being feminists to conservative women so they can keep tormenting others. Just like women switch from being feminist or traditional to get a man. Many also switch so they can bully others because they're part of the dominant group. It's like the early days of the internet. Most of the people on here were civil and open-minded. They didn't care too much about politics. But once everyone showed up, the Karens figured out that they can bully and manipulate people, then it got bad. The only solution in the longer term is for guys to get away from being online as much as possible, so we don't have to deal with the toxic narcissists and sociopaths. The toxicity of people online in general is getting horrible. Whoever's in charge might use this to their advantage to take away online anonymity, saying that the only reason people are mean to each other online is because we don't see each other's faces. But it's the bullies saying this because they want to know who you are so they can target you, so they can get a kick out of the pain that they cause, and see it in your face. Because after all, right now, when you insult someone in the comment section, you don't know if they're apathetic or if they're actually hurt. Plus, if someone anonymous gets bullied, they can just create another anonymous account and the Karen bullying them won't know who to target anymore. As someone that was bullied for 10 years of my life in school, I understand the joy the bully feels when they see the pain in your face. Once the bullying becomes bad enough, you'll see massive groups of people leave the internet entirely, if they can't stay anonymous. The reason the internet grew in the first place is because guys were being bullied and harassed in real life, and now they had a place to escape. The harassers followed them here, so they have an outlet for their emotional abuse. It could also be that with more people working gig work or from home, that managers don't have employees to degrade anymore, so they're going online and lashing out at more people. That's one of the reasons I think that companies want people to come back to the office, because maybe some of the bullies are receiving negative feelings from their time at home or someplace else, and therefore they need to transfer how they feel to others. In this digital age where people meet face to face less and less, it's harder in many ways to insult or attack people online, especially since people just go someplace else or another platform where the toxicity isn't found. The best way to avoid being bullied is just to consume your content in peace and not leave any messages or evidence that you were even there. Growing up, I learned that the best way to deal with bullies was simply to evade them. I'd stay behind after school playing chess at the chess club, while the bullies literally circled outside the chess club window trying to get to me. But I was in the safety of adult supervision. Eventually they got tired and bored and went home. Just ignore the online Karens as much as you can, and eventually they'll move to juice your targets. Also, just so that everyone knows, my channel is monetized on my Sandman 2 channel, but not on the first one. So switch over to Sandman 2 because that's the best way to support me. I've been getting less and less donations for topics lately, and just make meme videos because people watch those longer. Plus I got tired of searching out sponsors, so that's why there are almost no promotions here lately except for Luca Vendetti. He was the second person to advertise on my channel back in 2018. I'll make videos like this if people ask for them 1 day a week. If not, then I'll just make another meme video. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks again to Liam for the donation, and I hope you enjoyed this topic. Don't forget to smash the like button the way that the Karens on their computers are trying to smash the egos of people on the other side of the screen. Bang the bell and check out the mystery link. Follow me on BitChute, Twitter, and Facebook to get tomorrow's video today. Subscribe to me on Minds, Odyssey, BigTat.tv, and Rumble to get the video for the day after tomorrow. This channel's been demonetized, and if you want to help me keep making content, then please support me through Subscribestar. There's a link to it in the description. Or you can do an hour-long coaching chat with the Sandman for $45 US, and I won't rush you out the door like a cheap whore. Thanks for taking your daily dose of red pills, and remember, a red pill a day keeps the toxic people from forcing me to ban them or shut down my comment section away. So enjoy the rest of your day, and cheers.